So this describes Mother Yashoda churning the butter. He's churning the butter. Because her servants, some of them, they were absorbed in something, so she had to churn it herself. So here's a description. One day, this is the first verse of the 9th chapter. One day, when Mother Yashoda saw that all her maidservants were engaged in other household affairs, she personally began to churn the yogurt. While churning, she remembered the childish activities of Krishna, and in her own way, she composed songs and enjoyed singing to herself about all these activities. Now, in the second paragraph of the purport, this inspired me to start writing these poems. I didn't start till 20 years ago I started. While churning the butter, Mother Yashoda was singing about the childhood activities of Krishna, which is what the poem is all about that I gave you. It was formerly a custom that if one wanted to remember something constantly, he would transform it into poetry, or have this done by a professional poet. It appears that Mother Yashoda did not want to forget Krishna's activities at any time. Therefore, she poeticized all of Krishna's child activities, such as the killing of Putana, Agasura, Shakatasura, and Trinavarta. That's Agasura. You know who knows what Agasura? Oh, you know. Go ahead.
The snake.
The big snake. How long was he? You remember? About 8 miles, I think. Right? Pretty big. And then the Agasura, and then the Shakatasura. That's it. Mukunda, you know what Shakatasura means? What's the second? The cart. The cart. They knocked over the cart. There was a demon in there. No one could see it. And then was the Trinavarta.
The wolf.
Tornado. They call the whirlwind. Right? Very dangerous. So, and while churning butter, she sang about these activities in poetical form. This should be the practice of persons eager to remain Krishna conscious 24 hours a day. So you may not understand why that's so important, but the whole idea in Krishna consciousness is that we want to go back to Godhead. We don't want to stay around in the material world because it's so dangerous and painful, and you have to die, and then you have to take birth and all this stuff. So we should want to remember Krishna as much as possible. That's the idea. So this should be the practice of persons eager to remain Krishna conscious 24 hours a day. This incident shows how Krishna conscious Mother Yashoda was. To stay in Krishna consciousness, to follow such a person. So this inspired me to start writing this poetry. And you have just a little bit of it there. Now I think I gave some at the end. There's some pictures there, right? And so we're gonna. What I'd like to do is just get a feel for this simple little poem I wrote, the first one, which is the easiest one I ever wrote. You know why? If you read it a little bit, every line ends with the same word, sweet. Now I didn't invent that. There's a great acharya named Vallabhacharya who wrote something called Madhuraki.
There's no viewers.
8 verses about Krishna.
Take from there, or you can move anywhere.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I don't know what the refrain line, the line that they sing is Madhuradi Kera Kilam Madhuram. Madhuradi, Krishna is the emperor of sweetness.
The sound.
So my version is, O King of Sweet, you're sweet complete. Every verse ends with that. So what I'd like to do is start, and we can just sing this, and we can sing it together. Now I brought my little device here. There's an app. Maybe I can. You can get it. You can start playing it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's that here. And this is a nice little YouTube Bluetooth speaker. You have to forgive me. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I'm used to teaching old timers, but it's I like to do this. So. Oh, I don't know what second. This is iPad number 6. Yeah. Nice. 6. Beautiful. Mukunda? That's the top one. You can learn how to play the top one, right?
Now he's letting them know.
Now you can sing Hare Krishna to this. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, useful. And also so many other things that maybe eventually we'll get into. The Sanskrit language is so versatile with so many meters. I can give you a couple of samples then, and then we'll get into the English poem here. Sorry, I'm still just. All right.
Battery 100%. Connected to iPad 6.
Oh, all right. So this is just a sample of the poem. In Sanskrit. His smooth complexion conquers sapphires to the eye. Kadamba blooms with fragrance from my cheek gently lie. His beauty's great and by his chest Gunja necklace stays. All glories to the Lord who in Vrindavan's forest plays. Now I have a slideshow with that. But I want to try to do our little poem here. Get a little one.
Should I get a warm water for you or something?
No, I'm fine. Just take this photo. So, let's see. Why don't we'll do a few verses, and then I'd like to ask you, because this wasn't written for children, and there may be some words that you don't understand, and I want to make sure that you understand all the words. These are fairly easy, but sometimes, when you write a poem, you have to make the words fit in the meter, and you have to have the meaning. So sometimes, in order to do that, you have to find a word that's a little strange, that's not so usual. But in this one, it was so easy because they all rhyme so nice that I didn't really have to do much of that. But there might be something there that you don't know. But just to tell you the form of this, it starts out with a meditation. We should always start on the lotus feet. Prabhupada said that when we see the deities, we should see the feet first and then gradually go up to the face. I don't know if you know that. So look at the feet. So it starts with your lotus feet, hands are sweet. Now sweet, of course, we know what sweet is. You like sweets? But sweet has a broader meaning. It means attractive, very, very endearing. Sweet. So it has a broader meaning than that. And that's why you can say your threefold bending pose is sweet. Well, it doesn't taste sweet, but it's beautiful. You see? It attracts. So that's the whole idea. Everything about Krishna is attractive, beginning with his name. Did you know that the word Krishna means all attractive? Because Krish is based on the Sanskrit word karshati, to pull. So he's pulling us. And if we simply chant his name, then we get attracted to Krishna. As I was pointing out, you know how the rasa dance when Krishna played the flute? And all the gopis were attracted, right? So that flute sound is very attractive. So I read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that in this age, especially the age of Kali, when we're not so good at practicing yoga, but chanting the holy name is especially effective, that the flute sound has been manifested in this age as the chanting of Hare Krishna, the Hare Krishna mantra. So when we chant in here with sincerity and attention, we're automatically attracted to Krishna.
Maybe tomorrow you can bring the flute also.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, I'll bring the flute tomorrow. All right. So what I like to do is, let's just see if we can chant. We'll do it without the hurdy-gurdy, I call it, at first, and we'll see if we can read it. Okay. Now some of you may not be able to read so well. I think this is a little young, but you can hear. So let's see if we can do it together. Okay, you know what I can do? I can do it without the beat. We'll just have the tambour, so we'll set up a note. Okay? But that's a little slow, so let me... Okay? Alright, I'll start. Here we go. Your lotus feet and hands are sweet. Okay, I'll say it, and then you see if you can repeat it, okay? Your lotus feet and hands are sweet. Your waist and lotus navel sweet. Your threefold bending pose is sweet. Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Okay, you have a little trouble because you can't read it, right? Hey, don't worry about it. Just try to hear. Alright, let's do a few more. Your lips are sweet, your smile is sweet.
Your lips are sweet, your smile is sweet.
Your lotus eyes and face are sweet.
Your lotus eyes and face are sweet.
Your heart is sweet, your name is sweet.
Your heart is sweet, your name is sweet.
Oh, King of sweet, your
Stand in
sweet
front of him.
complete.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Okay, now what?
Oh, you want me to
didn't
sit
bring
also?
any visuals, but all of you are familiar with behavior here, right?
Want me to
You
put
see
it
the
there?
Radha High, obviously. So what I'd like you to do is see in your mind's
Want me
eye,
to keep moving on
you
this?
try to just visualize Krishna, okay? I mean, you may,
The Krishna behind it.
oh, you have a picture here, okay. You can just look at that picture. You know you know who painted that? Jagannath Tirtha. He was a devotee here. He's in Mayapur now, working at the temple. Very nice devotee. All right, so we can look there and we'll keep going. Now, there's some word like the word jaunty. You mean the word jaunty? Jaunty
Yeah, I
means
wanna do
very
that.
attractive and how can I say? When Krishna walks, it's almost like that feather is dancing, you know, moving around there. The jaunty means very, very nice. Your jaunty peacock plume is sweet.
Your jaunty peacock bloom is sweet.
Your forest flower garland sweet.
Your forest flower garland sweet.
Your bluish black complexion sweet.
Your bluish black complexion sweet.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Your jeweled ornaments are sweet.
Your jeweled ornaments are sweet.
Your silken yellow garments sweet.
Your silken yellow garments sweet.
Your flute and horn and staff are sweet.
Your flute and horn and staff are sweet.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Now the word staff is simply his the stick that he had, the cowherding stick. I think it was yesterday. They had a new one. Is it the golden one?
Yeah,
Or the-
golden one,
I
yeah.
don't think they had that before. It's a little too big for us. Okay. Your splendid golden belt is sweet.
Your splendid golden belt is sweet.
Your brilliant yellow tilak sweet.
Your brilliant yellow tilak sweet.
Your flute and horn and staff are sweet.
Your flute and horn and staff are sweet.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete. Oh, sorry.
King of sweet, your sweet
Okay.
complete.
Your gunja berry necklace sweet.
Your gunja berry necklace sweet.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Your glossy curly locks are sweet.
Your glossy curly locks are sweet.
Your dancing sidelong glance is sweet.
Your dancing sidelong glance is sweet.
Your eyebrows playful gestures sweet.
Your eyebrows playful gestures sweet.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Your voice is sweet, your words are sweet.
Your voice is sweet, your words are sweet.
Your tinkling ankle bells are sweet.
Your tinkling ankle bells are sweet.
Your flute song and your laughter sweet.
Your flute song and your laughter sweet.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Oh, King of sweet, your sweet complete.
Okay, now that's kind of the introduction. And then actually this poem evolved. What happened was I had written that and a few more, and one friend of mine, he said, you should go through all of Krishna's Leela. You know, have a few verses for the baby Leela and friend Leela, and then the conjugal Leela, the Gopi Leela. So that's kind of the introduction. That's why you come back to the refrain line. You see where it says refrain up after the first verse? So the refrain is your lips are sweet, your smile is sweet. And that comes in here, you see? The next verse is your lips are sweet, your smile is sweet. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 verses are kind of just in general about Krishna and introducing, and then we go to then crawling in your yard, you know, then we go to the child Leela, and then friendship, and then the Krishna with the gopis, you know, very accessible way. for everybody. So that's where we want. Now, the real nectar in this, and this is something that maybe you're a little bit too young for this, is to memorize it. That's why Mother showed us, she wrote it and she memorized it. So that's where Krishna really shows you a lot of mercy. The very act of memorizing it is a meditation. You're surrendering, you know. I mean, these aren't Shastric writing, but it's all bona fide. And when you get it, then you don't need the sheet anymore, you see? Like Mukunda, you could be playing a drum or his favorite instrument, the Whompers, which I never let him play. and singing, or harmonium, obviously. That's what this is for. So, and that'll add so much when everyone has it memorized. Just like when we have the song, you know, Yasumati Nandanam Braja Baranagara Kukura Ranjanatana. Some of you know the song. So it adds so much when it's in there, and you can call it whenever you want. That's why way back when I discovered, you see, my father, believe it or not, was a drummer. He was a drummer in a band back in 1920, way before any of you were born, or I was born. And there's a certain thing, I inherited this sense of rhythm. Even as a child, I would always be beaten on the desk, you know, because I was smarty pants. So I did, in first grade or second grade, I finished my work first, so I started playing, you know. So when I joined the temple and I started reading Prabhupada's transliterations, and then I was introduced to some longer verses. I said, oh, these all have a meter. Chanda, it's called in Sanskrit. And it adds so much to the attraction, and it also makes it more easy to memorize, you know. So that's why poetry is easier to memorize than prose. If you have to memorize a big block of prose, it's not so easy. But if it all rhymes and it's metered, then the mind is easy. So I encourage you, those who are, you know, have the facility, to memorize a few of these verses, or you can take it at the back. All those poems are just 3 verses long. They're a little longer. And that's why we got the picture there. Meditate on the picture. The pictures, paintings, these are classic paintings that are in the books, and some of my favorites. And they inspired the poem, you know. This one here, the one on page, what's the page there with Krishna entering the forest? This one here. This one here is one of my all-time favorite paintings. I was there when it was painted in the book by Holy Dark. And when he finished it, they put it actually outside the temple in the corridors. And I would chant my rounds to this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's a very, very nice thing. So why don't we try that? Because this is our first introductory. And then let's go to some of the other poems, so you can get a feel of them. And
I think, Prabhu, that older kids, they can memorize and they can present in a temple some days on
that
Sunday
would
feast
be-
or
yeah.
something.
everyone would go in there.
Yeah.
You know, to have the kids.
So I think older kids can do that.
Yeah.
With that drum, with that instruments, they can
Yes,
just,
yes,
yeah.
the instruments help. So let's turn to page 4. That's the one, this is after all, the Govardhan. So this is Krishna lifting the hill. It's a little summary of the Govardhan Leela.
Okay, listen, Prabhu is very nice. That Govardhan Leela, okay?
Yeah,
It was
Govardhan Leela. Page 4.
page 4.
So let me turn this on again.
Page 4, okay? All of you just.
All right, I can do that. All right, give me When Krishna stopped King Indra's sacrifice, that monarch of the heavens threw a fit. Those cowards took that foolish boy's advice. Such insolence I never shall permit. Okay, time out. Here's one of those words that you probably don't know. Insolence. You know what insolence means? Because he doesn't recognize Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God. He just thinks he's a little boy. So this is Indra. He always gets confused and
Divisha Prabhu is giving that story, telling story.
Story.
Yeah,
This is
so-
the
yeah.
story.
Yeah.
So you know the story of Krishna lifting Govardhan Hill?
To which,
Who knows that
Say that
story
one.
of,
raise your hand.
who knows that Krishna lifting over the story?
Krishna lifting the hill.
Oh, okay. So how did it start? Mukunda, you say. How did Krishna start everything going?
So first, they were worshiping Indra.
Getting ready to worship Indra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Krishna said that you should worship the Govardhan hill. So they worshipped the Govardhan hill, and then Indra got mad.
Yeah, right. So that's a pretty good summary. But so the thing is, you know, it's a Vaishya community. It means that they do a lot of farming and they raise cows and everything. So they need to have the rain, regular rain. That's why Indra is so important. Indra's in charge of the weather, in charge of the rain. And so they would do the sacrifice. So Krishna wanted to curb Indra's pride and to exalt and to, you know, Govardhan Hill, which is so important. So he's a little boy, but he said, please explain it to me, Father, you know. So it says, what is he going to understand? You know, it's like paying the taxes. If your father is at the kitchen table filling out his yearly taxes to pay the government, and you're like a 4 or 5 year old boy, well, he's 7, even 7, what can you understand, you know? And I said, yeah, you know, I'll tell you later, you know. So Nanda was reluctant to tell him. But Krishna said, oh, you shouldn't keep it's a secret from the friends and, you know, the family. And so he said, okay, so he explained it. So then Krishna, he started speaking atheist philosophy, karma mimamsa. He said, what does Indra have to do? As long as you're very pious and you perform good activities, then the rains will come automatically. The rains are going on the ocean. You know, in other words, Indra doesn't, you know, don't worry about that stupid Indra. Like you said. So finally, of course, Krishna, so they love him so much. Okay, we'll have a separate sacrifice, you know, but let us do this one because they want to pay the taxes, basically. So then, no, it'll take too long. You know, take the implements, the paraphernalia we already gathered. Okay, keep attention. Haribol.
Chaitanya, listen.
So all of this paraphernalia you gathered, all the ghee and all of the things, and we'll use that for Indra, for Govardhan judging. Don't worry about Indra. So Indra became infuriated, right? And then this insolence. Insolence means that he's way out of his lane. You know, he's just saying something that he shouldn't. He's this young boy, and you know, Nanda, he listened to him, and so Indra became infuriated. So insolence I never shall permit. So what did he do? Let's see so the next verse describes.
Everybody clap.
Okay, second verse. So Indra sent the clouds of devastation. Those who could follow, sing along with me. So Indra sent the clouds of devastation to pour down catastrophic hail and rain. With thunder, voice, and truth without cessation, the cowards called to Krishna in their pain, to show his coward friends his boundless love, and touch King Indra's pride for his own good. Shri Krishna lifted Govardhan above, and saved his friends while beneath the hill they stood. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
We can check both.
Let's do another one. Now you know this one. Go to page 6. Turn the page. Page 6. Now this is my all-time favorite painting. This is Guard with his stupid painting. And this is Krishna stealing butter in the houses of the Gopis, right? And they finally come to complain about the showed her. Now the only Acharya said they really didn't, want to put 20. They just wanted to see it. But they went over there, and so they seemed to be upset. But then this, if you look, it's a little small, but if you look and you look at them, and they love-filled eyes, and their hearts melted, and they're going faces. So let's try this one. Now, let me look real quick and see if there's any difficult word. Torment. Torment means to cause a lot of pain to someone. So they're pretending to be tormented by Krishna's food. That's in there. Chastise, you probably been chastised by your mother. Naughty boy, they're in love for life.
Should I turn this off, Prabhu?
No, this is almost good. Okay, maternal love is love for the mother for the child. Okay, let's try this one. Yashoda's friends approached her and complained about her restless son but mother. Oh friend, this child of yours must be restrained. He simply torments us with no need. We trust that you will thoroughly chastise this naughty boy who steals and eats our food. But then he looked at them with love-filled eyes, awakened in the sweet maternal mood. And so Yashoda and her friends were drowned in waves and whirlpools of maternal love. In all three worlds no greater love is found. Its home is in Gaur and far above. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
TJ, let's try this one. Now, the word beguile is very important. Guile means to attract uncontrollably. Very charming, very attractive. That's what beguile is. And that's in the first one. And a dog. A dog is a little bird. It's very attractive. It's on his hand there. And paradise. Everyone know what paradise means? Well, you know what paradise means. A place where we go over the dock. Okay. The sweet of secrets is for beguile. Okay, page 8.
Page 8. This page.
The sweetness of secrets is for beguile. Still sweeter is his face like autumn moon. But sweeter than the sweetest is his smile, whose luscious beauty makes them gopis swoon. Gold and beauty captivates the dove, the swans and deer, the cows and every tree. Indeed, in Raja every creature loves Sri Krishna and is drowned in ecstasy. That all enchanting land is paradise, our home where we may dwell eternally. Most welcome there are those who pay the price to learn and to love Shri Krishna perfectly. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Let's try that again. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now those of you who are Sanskrit scholars, you may have recognized there's a Sanskrit verse that this is inspired by. In the Krishna Karnamrita. This is an easy one to learn. You can learn. I'll chant it. You can translate it. Madhuram, 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 that inspired this poem. I mean, it is a poem here. You don't see it. Sweet, sweet is my dear Lord's form, sweet still is, been so fair. But his honey tempted, gentle smile is sweet beyond compare. And this is one, those of you who are advanced can learn to give it in Sanskrit and say it in Sanskrit in English or how to get it out. And you'll see. You have this kind. Alright, so I wanted to try to find out what you want to do, what you have an idea we can do. We have 2 minutes left as a clock.
What is the time?
I have contracted out for 45 minutes.
You
So
can go
we-
till 11 if you want.
I know, if you go to 12 probably don't. But, does anyone want to ask any questions or make some suggestions? How we can have more fun with this? We could do, the sweet song is something that you can work on yourself. It's really easy to learn because it's a simple little meter. And it goes through Christian childhood Leela and his, his friendship Leela like that. So it's really sweet.
So who would like to learn start with one paragraph, whichever you like from the whole poetry, right?
Yes.
Who would like to learn one paragraph? Raise your hand.
Raise your hand anyway. Good.
Okay, good. Start with small, learn with one paragraph. Good.
Yeah, your lips are sweet, your smile is sweet, your Lord is eyes and face is sweet, your heart is sweet, your name is sweet, oh King is sweet, you're sweet.
Yeah, which one is this? The first one, Prabhu, right?
That's the second one.
The second paragraph, yeah. So this is very simple.
The last verse, Prabhu said in Sanskrit and English. Is it there?
It's not there.
Okay.
You can have another sheet next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's an advanced class, but I'm telling you, that if you have some, this is a Brinda you can learn. You probably already know some, There's such incredible, I'll give you one sample.
I think we kids can definitely memorize it.
Yeah. Here's one that, just food emanates and transcends going downward, girls who love bound for the clever cloud reflection, dancing upon the lonely shore. Meditation. Look at here how he said, what is this one? This one this is the devotee here. His name is Suki Bhakta. He's here from maybe 10 years ago. And I taught him this verse, and every time we would get together, we would chant it. Upon his chest is manifest the mark of God is sweet, and there to rest the best of breeze, a temple for who worship him by singing hymns that live his loving flesh. L-I-M-N is the word that used to describe. L-I-M is the limbs. That's one of the words. Who worship him by singing hymns that live his loving play. While Sri Hari most gleefully acclaims the way they pray. For God is love mad milkmaids, and for all the Brahmins' wives, Krishna is the ultimate good fortune in their lives. His sandal paste anointed limbs begin the full moon's glow. Unto the Lord's feet of Sri Hari I bow down. So that's one of the
Okay, please clap.
So this is Rupa Goswami. You hear about Rupa Goswami, and he wrote hundreds of verses like this in Stavamala. Stavamala means a garland of poems for Krishna. And very famous. It's like an anthology. And that, I'm trying to get that ready to put into the database.
Which meter is this? Which meter is this one? It like really
You want a
felt.
name for the meter? I have no idea.
Yeah, but it's that
it exactly reminded me this is going to be the Kali Nardana because the beats
Yeah,
are
beats are like that. Yeah. it's
All right,
very
you like the meters? Here's a meter for you. And the sun is long gone from the sky. Then an ocean of darkness envelops this world, and the timorous fear they might die. But that thick wall of gloom is the one swept away when the first signs of sunrise appear. And the dawning of day gives assurance to all that in truth there is nothing to fear. In a similar way, when illusions hold sway and the soul has forgotten his Lord, then the darkness of ignorance covers his heart, sin and suffering are his reward. But as soon as he says Krishna's name even once in a manner that doesn't offend, then his ignorance flees like the darkness at dawn when the sin and the suffering end. So there's nothing to fear, for the Son of the name has appeared with the power divine. God, may that Son beneficial for all become Krishna and sunshine. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go, friend.
Gaur Keshava, Haribo.
So all these verses and eventually will learn. So just be ready. Memorize. But this,
So for tomorrow, let us all memorize the second paragraph. Your lips are sweeter, smile. Very simple.
Yes.
Who can do it tomorrow? Haribo. So when Prabhu comes tomorrow, you can all chant this together. Okay?
Chant it together and record it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A very wonderful group.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And
So nice. You inspired everybody so wonderfully.
this is what I love to do.
Kids as much as the adults.
No, yeah.
Prabhu, you want water? I got some water for you.